Hello, I am Erin Breitenbach, and I am here today with Jaime Bazemore, who is a graduate of our EDD program. I am the Department Chair of the Health Professions Education Program. So happy to have you with us, Jaime. Dr. Bazemore, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I am Jaime Bazemore, and I graduated from ATSU's EDD program in 2025, so just about a year ago. And I currently am the Director of Enrollment Management for Rocky Vista University, which is primarily a DO school. We have 5 programs across 3 campuses in 3 states, and so I am the Director of Enrollment for those programs in RVU.
That's really exciting. So, can you tell me, why did you choose ATSU's EDD program over other options?
Yeah, so I was very intentional about finding a program that would fit into my life and not compete with it, which was difficult. At the time, I had a 4-year-old and a newborn when I started the program. So I was also stepping into a new role professionally, kind of all at the same time. So that was really important to me, finding a program with the asynchronous structure that ATSU offers. That flexibility was critical for me because it allowed me to stay fully engaged with the program while also being present for my family and continuing to grow in my career. I also really valued that the program was grounded in health professions education. It aligns directly with the work I do with student doctors and other students in health professions. And then lastly, the structure of the doctoral research project. So the 5-course sequence really stood out to me because it breaks the research project process into manageable sections, where you're able to complete each component within a course before moving on to the next. So that structure provides kind of clear milestones and kept me progressing forward. And that was very attractive to me when I was looking. Also, the level of support that was built into that process, having a dedicated DRP chair, along with a cohort of peers that are moving along with you through the same stages together, it created a supportive environment, and it made what can often feel like a really overwhelming process much more structured and collaborative and frankly achievable.
Thank you. I'm so glad you found that process effective. That was actually developed by Helen Ewing, who is the chair of the Doctor of Health, our Doctor of Health Sciences program years ago, and it's actually called the Ewing model. So we are so happy to be able to use that model. Can you share a specific example of how you've applied what you learned in this EDD program in your professional work?
Yeah. So one of the most immediate applications for me was through statistics and research coursework. In my role in admissions and enrollment management, we rely heavily on data. So whether we're looking at applicant trends or yield strategy, forecasting enrollment, et cetera, the program really strengthened my ability to interpret and apply the data more strategically. I also completed my doctoral research project on student well-being in medical education, specifically looking at how co-curricular experiences support well-being, academic performance, and cognitive load management. And because I work closely with student doctors and other health professionals, that research directly informs how I think about supporting students that are coming into high-pressure environments. So it really shifted my perspective to be more holistic, more intentional in how we support student success.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So it sounds like you did touch on your perspective in how your perspective on the field of health professions education has changed a bit. Can you tell us any more about how it's evolved since completing our EDD program?
Yeah, since completing the program, I think my perspective on health professions education has expanded significantly. I entered the program really viewing my work primarily through an admissions and enrollment lens. And I feel like now I'm able to see health professions education as a much broader, more interconnected ecosystem where admissions and student affairs and curriculum and faculty and wellness and strategy all play a role in shaping not just student success, but the future of the healthcare workforce. The program really helped me understand, admissions and student affairs are not simply operational functions. they can be and should be strategic and mission driven and directly influence who is going to enter into the profession, which is really important. And I think also helped to understand how students are supported through their journey, and how our institutions can fulfill their commitments to serving communities, which I think we all have. It also really aligned closely with my long-term goal of moving into a dean role for admissions or student affairs, because it gave me the framework to think at that level, understanding student development and curricular design and institutional strategy, and how to align admissions practices with mission and student success outcomes. So I really think it's made me a more thoughtful, data-informed leader and strengthened my ability to contribute at a broader institutional level within higher education. And I attribute a lot of that to what I experienced and what I learned within ATSU's EDD program.
Thank you so much. That's really helpful to hear how valuable this experience was for you. I really appreciate you sharing all of that. Thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you.
stay in touch.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.